Here in Boise, Idaho, Idaho Central Arena, the Rush and Steelheads on an off day here in Idaho. Here with Tim Nowak, Director of Officiating Development for the ECHL. Here for a couple games in Boise. So aside from watching free hockey, what are you here for?
Obviously to help the officials, to get out here and help them develop, get to the next level. 3 games here, so hopefully we're improving as we go along. And like I said, just to be here and also interact with the coaches and get their feelings of maybe how things have gone through the year, things that we could work on from our side to help our guys get better, and obviously then help the game.
No fish costume for you here, by the way, so you're free on that, though Ty Pelton Bice came close yesterday. So when the game's going on, you're up in the stands or somewhere taking notes. The referees and linesmen are like a third team on the ice, where you're kind of a coach for them. They take their video, their notes too. What are you doing during the game, and how do you help them out during the week?
Well, I'll take notes of maybe situations, not just calls, but maybe things we could have handled better, maybe on a scrum, or if there are penalties that maybe we left out there, why did we not call it? Did we not see it? And how could we be in a better position to do that? So just getting a dialogue going with them after the game of what they saw and maybe letting them think, and then usually it's, okay, maybe we could have done something better, and how do we do that? That's the important thing, not just we could do this better, but how, giving them the tools to know how to do something better.
So when the game's going on, you're seeing things that nobody in the crowd's going to see as far as how an official's mind works. How much do you have to know how the official's minds works and how much of a mind for the game they have?
Yeah, I'd say just like the coaches have to know their players' personalities. So we obviously we have training camp and getting to know our officials and know how to approach them and because everyone's different, right? How you can teach someone is different than how you may teach someone else, and getting to that point of learning them and coming across the best way possible.
Here in Boise for 3 games, it's a 3-man crew yesterday. Talked about this earlier off camera, but 50% of games now have 2 referees, 2 linesmen. Is that something that, well, first of all, how does it change how the officials work the game?
Well, it's all about sight lines in officiating. So obviously when there's 4 officials out there, 2 referees, the front referee is backward skating for the most part. So everything's in front, great field of vision. And then when you switch to a 1 referee game, skating up the ice, trying to get good sight lines. The players are bigger, they're moving fast, so it's getting your feet moving and getting to a sight line. Really have to recognize plays as they're going to happen and make sure you put yourself in that best position to see that play.
What have you seen as far as a change goes? Going from 25% to 50% this year, 100% may or may not be feasible with how many officials there are, but what have you seen as far as a change from 25 to 50% this year?
I think it's a great way to give guys experience, right? Because we're getting newer guys, newer officials in our league, and maybe they're not ready to put the bands on for a one official game, but it gets them that confidence level out there. And like I said, it's easier way to see the game and then just assert yourself when you need to be. And Riley does a great job. Riley Yurkovich does a great job of putting our newer officials with our experienced officials. So then they learn not only on the ice, off the ice, and how our league is, because a lot of times this is the first experience of pro hockey for our newer officials.
What do you talk about with coaches as far as how they should treat the officials on the ice?
Well, I think it's a two-way, right? We understand, and I tell them we understand from a league point of view that they have a job. It's their livelihood, and the players are trying to move up too. So we have to be accountable. So it is sometimes what it is, and one of the things that we really try to teach our officials too is coaches may yell or whatever, but you have to realize what they're doing it for. Did we miss something? Are they trying to spark their team? There's different avenues that they have to motivate their team. But we also have to be accountable if there's something that we could have done better to maybe have a conversation and bring that level down. Because I think our goal as officials should be to have the players get back to playing and the coaches get back to coaching. So how do we do that? Is it something that we missed, then we need to address it, be accountable. They a lot of times can accept that, but then we got to do better. We have to have a reset and get that next one that needs to be called.
I've seen a lot of officials, just names I recall from working in junior hockey, for example, NAHL, USHL, and whatnot, move up here to the ECHL this season. What's the process with scouting officials, getting them up to the next level, watching video? How do you do that?
Well, when I came involved in the summer, we've gone to camps. Riley and I have gone to, the NHL Combine to look for officials there. We have conversations with USHL, which is, like not a feeder, but like a place that we look for officials that have conquered that league to take the next step up, which would be the ECHL. And then one of the great things that our Commissioner Ryan Creelan has done is he's got Instat for not only our development coaches but all the officials. So now we can watch games, obviously, that we're not at, or if we're at, send a clip to them. And put a little dialogue in there, and now they have access to that, or to watch their games. I said, because I think as officials, we're our best degree of knowing how we did something, so we can go back and look at it and kind of self-evaluate ourselves.
You were an official for a long time, NHL linesman for 26 years. What does working in the game for that long do as you move into a development role here?
I think the big thing is like I came from the ECHL, and that's why I'm involved. Mr. Kelly was instrumental in me getting my career, and so I feel like I owe so much to the ECHL and Mr. Kelly. So it's me giving the guys, the officials, my experiences, what I've learned through all the years, and all the different situations that they may not have encountered yet, and saying, okay, maybe we could do it different here, or try this way or try that way of because this worked for me, and I've seen this work for other officials through my experience. So it's just relaying different experiences of how to handle situations on the ice, and just to get to that route of doing what's best for the game.
You're here in Boise for the weekend. Obviously, you want to make it to Rapid at some point, going around the league. Are you like your Commissioner Ryan Creelan, making the rounds during the season?
I'm trying. I'm trying to get out to as many places to see, and especially it depends too. We have younger officials, so once Riley does the schedule to get out, make sure we have eyes on those, so that we're a support system there for our younger officials that are just coming into our league, to kind of get them on the right path. But yeah, I'd like to, and we have I think 10 different ODCs, officiating development coaches in certain cities, so they have a lot of those cities covered. They have great relationships with the coaches there. So now I like to just try to fill in here and there and get and have conversations with coaches and see how their seasons are going, and just open line of communication. That's key.
Aside from Rapid City, of course, what are your favorite spots to go to on the road?
I don't know. I mean, Boise is great here. It was my first time coming here last year. Didn't know what to expect, and everybody here, the Booster Club is just phenomenal. People are just so nice, and even the organization here is top notch. But it's just whatever city is fine. It's obviously I've got a job to do there for the officials and coaches, so there's certain things that I need to get done. But it's always great coming out here to Boise.
All right, Tim Nowak, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it.